as you know, the conservatives here talking about post-birth abortion, really name one case in the entire country where a woman had a baby and then executed it, and the state said, "Oh, that's totally okay. We allow post-birth
There were
abortions here."
8 cases.
You
There
can't
were
name
8
one
cases
case
under Tim
because it's
Walz.
never happened,
Kamala's running
and you
it.
guys sound absolutely nuts when you say it. So I agree with
Cenk,
Brian.
according to
Keep saying
Minnesota,
nuts
according
those
to
things.
Minnesota state
In
records,
fact,
it was
hold
8
on,
times
I'm
under
not
Walz.
done yet. Hold on. And then
You just
now
asked a
they're
question. I gave
attacking
you
the
an answer.
moderators. Attacking the moderators is so weak. First of all, there's no crying in politics. So when you cry about the moderators, you're just telling everybody we lost the debate. Thank you for admitting it.
Hank started off very rightly talking about how Republicans and Donald Trump seem unhinged by perpetuating these ideas that dogs and cats are being eaten and that women are having post-birth abortions. And the first thing that Michael does when he comes on here is perpetuate these exact claims. Look, you guys can do this
And
until you're blue in the
substantiate them
face.
with evidence.
I don't know how to convey the extent to which when Republicans say this kind of stuff, it does not resonate with normal people. And you seem crazy. And Donald Trump went out there on stage, got laughed at by the entire nation. And then, Michael, you come on here and you do the exact same thing. So please, triple down on this, quadruple down on this. Make this election a referendum on this bogus notion that women are executing their babies after they're born. I beg of you, we'll see how that works out.
Okay.
Well, Brian, just to respond briefly, Brian, all I did was refer to the law that Kamala Harris's running mate passed as the governor of Minnesota, the position that he currently holds. So, you know, if you think that sounds crazy or wild, or I don't know what to tell you, then I suppose we're living in different countries. I think Cenk made a much better point than Brian just made. And Cenk's point was that Americans want change. They don't like the status quo. And I think that's absolutely true. And I do think this was the missed opportunity of the debate. The status quo is Kamala Harris.
Right.
She's the vice president. She's been imbued with presidential authority on immigration and other issues. So the change agent is Donald Trump here. That's what the debate's got to be about. That's what the election focus has to be about.
So Michael Knowles went on Piers Morgan and they started debating about late-term abortion. And the liberals and progressive on the panel, Cenk and I don't know who the other guy is, don't really care, just want to care about his argument. And this is the thing I always do when liberals say something, oh, you guys sound crazy. It's like, this is what I talk about. This is their attempt to control perception, right? If you're doing something good, the opponent wouldn't criticize you for saying that. They wouldn't, like, this is the tell for liberals, right? This is my tell for liberals anyway. When the liberals try to convince me that it wouldn't be appropriate to say something or do something, I do it even more. It's just how I'm wired. I don't know why. I'm naturally a contrarian. I try to rein it in sometimes, but I can't help myself. So I go, why is it a bad thing for me to tell you what's going on in this country? Why is it a bad thing to point this stuff out? I know it's bad for you for me to point this stuff out. So why, or if you think it's a bad thing, why aren't you encouraging me to doing that? And this is how he let, like, end of the day, in the end, he tried to make it seem like he wanted Michael Knowles to do that. But to me, that's the false bravado that liberals tend to do with their arguments. They tend to pretend that. To me, it seemed like he was pretending to be confident about it, but everyone knows that late-term abortion is unpopular in this country. It's the other side of the extreme, and this is what I'm talking about with the abortion issue. Is that everyone wants to say that abortion bans are extreme, but no one wants to talk about late-term abortions that it's happening. And instead, liberals play this game of deny, deny, deny when Michael Knowles was able to substantiate his claim about late-term abortions. And if you still don't believe me, here's 2 clips I got for you. One clip is a lady introducing a bill for late-term abortion, and the lawmakers are trying to find a limit. Hey, define a limit on abortion. And she could not define a limit on abortion. So how is this not an extreme position? Make it make sense, pro-choicers. But pro-abortion is actually, y'all not pro-choice, y'all pro-abortion only. This is my argument. This is one of my biggest arguments yet, because end of the day, you want pro-lifers to define when life begins, but you don't want to define a restriction on abortion because y'all know it's extreme. And like he rightly called, you see those states in blue, right? States in blue, dark blue, no restrictions based on gestational duration. There goes Minnesota, just like Michael Knowles talked about. And he highlighted that there are 8 cases that happened so far. But it's not happening, says Cenk Ugert. But I digress. Here's some clips kind of backing up some of my claims, and we'll continue from there.
Trimester, would you be able to do that?
You know, it's very unfortunate that our physicians, witnesses, were not able to attend today to speak specifically.
No, I'm
to
talking
that.
about your bill.
Yeah,
how
but I
late
mean-
how late in the third trimester could a physician perform an abortion if he indicated it would impair the mental health of the woman?
Or physical health.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm talking about the mental health.
So, I mean, through the third trimester. The third trimester goes all the way up to 40 weeks.
Okay, but to the end of the third trimester.
Yep, I don't think we have a limit in the bill.
So, where it's obvious that a woman is about to give birth, she has physical signs of that she is about to give a birth, would that still be a point at which she could request an abortion if she was so certified? She's dilating.
Mr. Chairman, that would be a decision that the doctor, the physician, and the woman would
I understand
make at
that. I'm asking
point.
if your bill allows that.
My bill would allow that, yes.
I just turned 32 weeks pregnant. Am I able to come in for an abortion ASAP?
I wouldn't be able to see you for the week of the 23rd, so that would put you at 34 weeks.
Can I still have an abortion at 34 weeks?
Yes, ma'am. I just have to do an intake form. Do you have about 5 minutes?
Sure, I have 5 minutes. Yeah, I just found out that she could have Down syndrome. I can still have the abortion, right, even though she has Down syndrome?
Yeah, so we just have to do an intake because the doctor...
It doesn't matter.
That's late-term abortion, ma'am. That's
Late-term-
abortion in the 8th month of pregnancy. That's discriminatory based on someone's genetic code. She just confirmed she would commit an abortion on me with my child who's viable and can live outside the womb.
So the fact that, you know, the left is parading around, oh, you got to complain about the moderators, that means you lose. Well, if the moderators was doing inaccurate things, would you not call it out, left? But because it helps your narrative, it helps your perception, it helps your framing, you don't want to call it out. Political tribalism, right? I'm an independent, so I feel like I can call it out on both sides, but on this side, their argument has more weight than what the liberals are trying to sell. And it seems like all the voters are seeing it. It's a white pill for me. I see many people talking about, yeah, I didn't hear anything about Kamala's policies, Kenny. Yo, I don't think low information voters are falling for this, Kenny. I see some signs of that. I'll say, oh, yeah, I see it. Seeing some pushback on the media, some pushback on the narratives. A video coming out soon. But let's continue with this debate with Michael Knowles. I want to focus on Michael Knowles and his attempts to try to defend Trump. Lauren came in. She criticized how Trump reacted. I agree with her. Trump could have responded better, but given the circumstances, I think that took a backseat more to what the moderators was doing by actively pushing themselves in the debate. But I digress. Let's hear Michael Knowles continue to defend this point.
When she fact-checked Trump, but she was wrong and Cenk is wrong, and this is really happening. And the irony of it is that one of the chief proponents of killing babies who survive abortion after birth is Kamala Harris's own running mate, Tim Walz. This is not difficult to look up.
And sorry, I paused it already. Remember I did a video on Charlie Kirk debating. He was surrounded by liberals debating, right? And one of the common things I notice a lot by liberals is that they love when something doesn't go their way, they shake your head. That's, to me, look, you can call it weird. I don't know what you want to call this, but I go harder. When I see that, I go harder because I know you can't defend it. I know what I know. And if you're shaking your head, I just know, oh, you're ignorant of what I know. Okay, so let me tell you what I know. And deny. That's usually their go back. Liberals like the back of my hand. I come from a community that votes 90% for the Democratic Party. So any liberal come in the comment section trying to sit here and pretend, oh, yeah, no, we're articulate, we're good. Nah, no, you're not. Bravado. Because the minute you ask questions and follow-ups, y'all crumble like cookies. I digress.
Within the past couple of years, Governor Walz in Minnesota repealed legal requirements that would force doctors who have babies who have survived abortions to provide medical care for them as they would to any other patient. So that is happening. When President Trump quoted the Democrat governor of Virginia, Ralph Northam, who said that after a baby is born, if the mother doesn't want it, they'll have a conversation with the doctor, see what they're going to do. That's on tape. You don't need to take my word for it. You can go watch it on tape. So there were
See what I mean? You see what I mean? Shake his head like this. Look, I'm just telling you how I see it, bro. Don't get mad at me in the comment section. Don't sit here pretend, because conservatives get called dumb all the time, stupid all the time by you liberals. No one says nothing. The minute I start criticizing the intelligence of liberals, the minute I call out some of the things I notice about liberals, I get all these liberals in the comment section trying to defend liberals. Like, I don't care. I don't care. I just look at what I see. And what I see is he said the truth. I showed you in the beginning that there's no restrictions on abortion in Minnesota, which is where Tim Walz is governor of. I just showed you a clip verifying that it's possible to get late-term abortions in this country. Also, I showed you a woman trying to introduce a late-term abortion bill that has no restrictions, no defined restrictions on abortion. How is that not extreme? I'm asking. An independent voter wants to know. Let's continue.
Multiple instances of the moderators intervening and lying on Kamala's behalf, and then they never at any point fact-checked Kamala's lies. So I agree. I'm not saying it was the greatest performance ever. I think there were a number of missed opportunities from President Trump. I suspect his campaign advisors told him not to get aggressive. I thought it was crazy that he never called out the moderators. People always ought to attack the media in politics.
Do you know what I thought? You know what I thought, Michael? I just thought at the end that he was a bit boring, Trump. And the one thing he cannot be is boring. Because the point of Trump is he's so different to every other politician. He either makes you laugh or he shocks.
Yeah, one thing after the debate that I started processing 2 days out after the debate, I felt like he wasn't himself. I felt like, maybe his debate prep, they were going for more of the presidential Trump. And this is the problem I had about people saying, all Trump has to do is be measured. And then when Trump comes out trying to be measured, which means he's a little bit more passive, a little bit more reserved, people criticize him for that. And in politics, one thing I noticed, you can't win. You can't win. You come out your usual self, people go, oh, you turning off suburban women. You come out too calm. Oh, my God, you wasn't aggressive enough. And to me, if I ever get into like a debate situation, I'm never going to change my style. Some people in the comment section has criticized me, right? And I express it openly. I don't care because it's part of my personality. It's part of who I am. People say I'm too confrontational the way I present my points, right? They're like, Kenny, man, you're too harsh when you present your points. Yeah, you're right, but maybe you could have said it in a better way. And I'm like, look, bro, I'm not going to second guess. I'm not going to second guess my delivery. If all I care about is, did I say anything that was a lie? No, I'm going to continue doing it the way I'm doing. People can interpret it. That's your problem. That's not my problem. If you interpret what I said as sexist, racist, or whatever, that's a you problem, not a me problem. It's up to you to prove what I said was sexist, racist, this. And this is the problem I'm noticing with a lot of liberal men here. And this is, sorry, liberal men, but this is why I notice a lot about people who dissent against my opinion, is usually they don't come with anything that falsifies my claim. All they come in is, oh, that wasn't nice to say. Oh, Kitty, that kind of sounded wrong. I don't care. I'm very direct. Hey, look, I grew up in a culture where we talk very direct, and I'm not taping that down for nobody. You don't like my delivery? Go somewhere else. Go listen to Cenk, who's gonna lie to you and shake his head no when someone's actually giving him evidence and facts to demonstrate what is happening in this country. Don't be like Cenk, guys.
You, or he's combative, or the stuff always going on, which is compelling. I just didn't find Trump very compelling last night. I just felt that he was very repetitive, and he got caught in various traps that were laid for him way too easily. But ultimately, I just thought he wasn't very entertaining either. So on every level, he wasn't Trump-like.
I agree there were a few moments where there should have been more pizzazz, but then don't forget when he was talking about the cats and the dogs and the Haitian migrants, which we're all calling it a discredited story. But of course, there are Springfield residents talking about this, and really all of the kind of evocative graphic details are really...
See, this is why I do not want the American people to be ignorant, right? Because stupid tactics like what Cenk does, I mean, make a point, bro. Stop making faces, make a point. But all I got is narratives. That's how many of the liberals come across to me. Many people on the left come across to me. Right? That's why I don't trust no. I made it known. I have trust issues, bro. I do. I got trust issues. Because the minute you do that, I'm like, is he lying? Let me check. Oh, he's not lying. And then now it hurts you. Like, that's the funny part. Like, if you're gonna make a face, make sure you got something to back it up. That's all I'm trying to say, liberals. That's all I'm trying to say, leftists. That's all I'm trying to say.
Just there to call people's attention to the fact that Kamala Harris brought 300,000 people from a failed state with rampant cannibalism into the middle of America. That's something that most Americans don't like. When he did get a little spicier, he had some good lines about sending Kamala Harris a MAGA hat and how her economic policy that she stole from Biden and from him amounted to run, spot, run. There were some decent lines. I just felt he had to get aggressive in a different way, and he especially has to get aggressive on the moderators if they're going to intervene.
Yeah, because I don't think he's worked out quite how to do that with Kamala Harris. I mean, bring in Brian. I mean, Brian, look, I think it was a clear win for her. I think also the fact that Taylor Swift, the biggest pop star on the planet, arguably ever.
I don't agree with the media, because the media right now is trying to pretend that Kamala Harris won. I don't understand how anyone can say anyone won. As a voter, I'm like, nobody really won that debate because Kamala didn't answer a lot of questions. How you win a debate without answering any questions? It seems like the media, they're trying to say that Kamala won because she just seemed more composed. She seemed more, I don't know how to say it, like a president, I guess. It's like an eye test. They go based on eye test. Oh, she acted exactly how she was supposed to do. According to what standard? She won according to what standard? That's all I ask. Because at the end of the day, it's a criteria. Like, what criteria are you judging the debate by? If it's based on policy, Trump won, hands down. She ain't expressed anything. All her best moments, if I ever saw it in a clip, it would be about her making some referendum on Trump. Oh, Trump doesn't want to do this on abortion. Oh, Trump don't trust women to make the right to choose what they do with their body. And I find it insulting, Donald Trump. This is what they say. Oh, she cooked. Okay, yeah, okay. For superficial voters who only vote on appearances, yeah, that's she won on that. But on the substance of the debate, she didn't win. Trump won. Trump won more of that than she did, because I still don't know her policies. So based on the substance, Trump won. But if you only care about flash, you only care about appearances, yeah, Harris, you can make the argument Harris won. But this is why I say I don't care about personalities and all that. This is why I don't focus on personalities, because then that's a very subjective thing. Some people don't like. I just mentioned it. Some people don't like my personality. Some people don't like the fact that how I do things. Doesn't make anything I say less true, though. But let's hear what the Brian guy has to say. I'm pretty sure it's what I already put in the clip, but it's good to go over it again.
Has come out with such a ringing, emphatic endorsement when many people thought she may just avoid doing that altogether. Everyone kind of knew her leanings, but they thought maybe, she's with this big burly NFL guy, very popular in Middle America. And would she actually show her colours in such an emphatic way? Well, she did, and she chose Kamala's big win night to do it. So a double win, I think, for Kamala Harris. Especially with young women who would have been watching that debate, heard all the abortion stuff, saw Taylor.
So this is why I don't think Piers has a good understanding on American politics. Sorry, I'm just saying how I think. I think that Taylor Swift's endorsement, is only going to affect like a small slither of people. I think people are done following celebrity endorsements, especially what happened with Cardi B. That's just me thinking, right? Culturally, I don't think it's as big as a deal as Piers Morgan is trying to make it out to be. So I just think that I just chalked it up to the fact that he lives in the UK, born and raised in the UK, that he's not connected to the pulse of Americans. But you can say the same about me, right? But I digress. Let's wrap this up because I got a few more minutes left.
Taylor Swift's comments and so on. But, and it's an important but really, this race is absolutely wafer thin. I had Nate Silver from 538 on last week saying it literally is as close as it could possibly be. Do you really think that this will move the needle in the race, or has it, what it's really done, has it given the Democrats more impetus, particularly after the debate debacle with Joe Biden?
Do I really think that Taylor Swift's endorsement, where her biggest audience is Gen Z, which is the smallest vote, which is the biggest voting bloc, but the voting bloc in which the fewest people vote, and she just posted to millions of people a voter registration link in her Instagram. Do I think that that will have an impact in this election where the margins are probably going to be decided by tens of thousands or just thousands of votes? Absolutely. And I think that we should take advantage of every opportunity that we get. It's important to note, too, that Donald Trump forced her hand. This was an unforced error because he was so desperate to lie about accepting her endorsement by posting some AI Swifties for Trump photo. He couldn't help himself but lie. And so that forced her hand in terms of then going out there and saying, look,
I think liberals take stuff too literally. I think it could, I don't see this, but it could be perceived as a joke what Donald Trump is doing, right? And this is the meme culture thing that, any Gen Z person knows and grow up with. Like, yeah, he's probably just joking on it or trolling or whatever. So maybe it was lost on this guy. I don't know, but I just think it was probably a joke. But you see how they interpret it? Like, it's a possibility that it could have been just a joke, like he's joking around. Like Elon Musk made a tweet talking about how, fine, I'll have a child with you, Taylor Swift, like joking around. But he took it literally. Oh man, he made false claims. Like this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. But let's hear him talk.
I don't know if I would have said anything, but because there was manipulated video, manipulated photos out there, I thought the right course of action was to correct the record and let my actual position be known. And so because this guy is incapable of telling the truth, because he has to wield lies on a daily basis, because every time he opens his mouth, he has to spew disinformation.
Every time he opened his mouth, did he spew disinformation when he mentioned late-term abortions? No, he didn't. Based on that argument alone, you're wrong. I don't trust you anymore. 100% of the time, a man is lying. Really? You really believe that? Last time I checked, nothing's 100% in this world. Just from there, I don't feel like listening to the guy anymore. That's how quickly people can lose credibility, right? And this is what I'm talking about. Narratives, framings, perception. They're trying to get you to get this perception. They're trying to like a virus. They want you to catch this Trump derangement. Oh, look, he lies about everything. Look at these cherry-picked things I picked out that are all lies that he said. What was that all his statements? He said, no, he said more statements, but I want you to focus on these statements, though. These are all lies. He speaks his lies. Okay, cherry picker. I mean, I digress. I mean, Michael Knowles, I feel like he did a good job. I probably didn't get to the meat and potatoes of the video, but it's too long for me to react to everything. But I gave you some of the best moments in the intro. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How you think Michael Knowles did, trying to, I guess, articulate what the conservatives' view on the debate was. And I'd like to hear more of your thoughts on it, because I think since the news is still fresh, many people are still giving their thoughts, especially as more time goes on, people become more critical of Kamala Harris, and maybe opinions or sentiments on the left will change about how she actually did on the debate. But, I digress. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.